American prisoner of war camps, there was like American soldiers for the guards on other American, you know. There's always sellouts in every race. You know what I mean? There's always going to be people.
Every culture has its sellouts. Every culture has its radicals.
That's right. Exactly. You know, most people live in the middle.
I say there's only one reality, is that we're in a world of class warfare, and they keep us distracted from that reality so we don't unify by using race.
Because look at America and Canada and Europe. After World War II, when humanity basically reached its lowest point and the biggest mass murder worldwide went on, the people... Be right back, I gotta get some water.
Right? Yeah, we're here.
They wanted more, and they wanted good lives. So there was like, back here, there was unions and big wages and everything, you know what I mean? And slowly, as time went on, and, you know, like their kids and stuff, and the further we got from that, the less...
I hope your audio is up high enough, but I don't know. If they can hear you or not.
I don't know if they can or not.
I'm hoping they can.
Me too.
What?
Yeah, I'm watching this guy cook this big steak.
What? What? Huh? What? Who? What? I don't know. Joe went to get some water. Feel the power of the smoke from the bong. Feel the power. Episode 6 of 6 here with Angry Bong. And, yeah, man. Last episode we just cut off while we were talking, but, you know, we just picked up where we were talking just then to hear where we're at now. With Angry Bong. Living on the edge with Nabs and Angry Bong. Living on the edge of our microphones. So I don't know, Joe. This wasn't supposed to become a political show, but it has, and I don't mind. I don't know. Are you back yet? If you're back, Huh? Here's Diary of a Madman, Grave Diggers. These guys are like the birth of horrorcore or something. We'll be right back in 4 minutes.
Okay, I understand you guys are pleading insanity, claiming demonic spirits possess you to do these hideous murders. Can you please explain to this court how these so-called spirits made you into these raving madmen?
Be a witness as I exercise my exorcism. The evil that lurks within, the sin, the terrorism. Possessed by evil spirits, voices from the dead. I come forth with grave diggers in a head full of dread. I've been examined ever since I was semen. They took the sonogram and seen the image of a demon. At birth, nurses surrounded me with needles and drugged me all up with the diseases of evil. Grew up in hell, now I dwell in an Islamic temple. I'm fighting a holy war in the mental. Look deep in my eyes, you see visions of death. Possessed by homicide is what I am obsessed. Giving niggas brain dimples. Dragging their asses on my hook by their temples. The cause of death is unknown to the cops. Cause when I kill him, I'm not leaving one element, two or tops. First I'll assassinate him, and then I cremate him. Then take all of his fucking ashes and evaporate him. Or creep through the graveyard and hunt down your tombstone. Dig up your skeleton and stomp all your fucking bones. You try to haunt me, nigga, I ain't trying to hear it. Buck, I give your ass a Holy Spirit.
Explain to this court when these problems first began.
I feel all experience.
84, November, day 10, overwhelmed by the wicked inspirations of an evil gen. I realized my ideas has born for 400 years of blood, sweat, and tears. I saw the torture, brutal murder of my father. So my brain became stained with the horror. I'm having reoccurring nightmares of being soaking wet, strapped down to the electric chair. I got tackled with handcuffs and shackles and restrained in the bottom of a holy tabernacle. They gave me nothing to eat for 2 weeks and so my eyelids open so I couldn't sleep. About to die from thirst, that's when the minister quenched my jaws with a cold glass of vinegar. Upon my wounds they seasoned me with salt and knelt my hands and feet to the form of a cross. I cried as the blood dripped inside of my eye, refusing to die. Visions of hell tormented my face, so I chewed my fucking arm off and made an escape. No way, goddammit. Goddamn, I don't believe this shit. Oh no, fucking way. Goddamn, fuck you, son of a bitch.
Calm down, people. Please calm down. Let us please proceed with the defendant's explanation.
Into the realms of understanding and take good heed and you couldn't bleed while I'm scanning 3 stages of pure hell, 60 cases of red cells. Raindrops hit the pales, path is dull and narrow. We stalked by shadow, I pierced the skull with a fucking arrow. So narrow only one could enter at a time. Stuck in the center, read the signs. 1,000 doors to choose, you better hurry. Don't stop, shit is getting hot as a pot of curry. On your right side there's fire, your left deep waters. Step in steep waters. What's that coming through the floor? Is a claw. Took his fucking ass to the fucking core. Stroll through the dark conditions. I stone you till I see sparks and frictions. I chop you like a coal miner, then combine the drug and mix it with your blood. Some more, I give you some more and watch you crawl. Guts hit the floor, worms exit your pores. I trick you, then I'm quick to syringe deep between my thoughts and bust out your skin. You scream, portraits of inflictable pain. You can't stand, you're up to your hands in quicksand. You're sinking and sinking deep into the earth. Thoughts was possessed since the first day of birth. My mental says it's my turn to possess the matter. Stab you with a dagger up Jacob's ladder. Thoughts become shattered, confused and tragic. Fiery thoughts of grave diggers.
Guilty. Next case.
Guilty. Next case. That Gravediggers track, Diary of a Madman. If you watch the video on YouTube, it's pretty intense, but basically they get charged for manslaughter. They go into the court and they tell how they were talking to Demon Dog and this other guy was doing some other shit and they were all possessed and shit. And the judge is just like guilty, you know, like if they had been white, they could have gotten an insanity case, but because they're black, they're like, no, you're just guilty. It was pretty fucked up, bro. Basically, they're like, yeah, demons told me to kill everybody, and I fucking listened to the demons, and the cereal box was talking to me, and all this other shit, and the judge is like, guilty. Whereas if it was some fucking cracker-ass motherfucker, they'd be like, no, seriously, a cereal box talked him into it.
That kid down in Texas there a couple years ago that took his father's car all drugged up and fucking killed them people in the accident and got off because...
because of the rich kid's sickness.
He was brought up so privileged that he couldn't be held... there was no way he could reasonably understand wrong from right. Yeah, because that, you know, you can't be born so poor that you don't understand wrong from right.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, like if you're going to acknowledge that, you know,
rich kids are so removed from reality that they don't know wrong from right. The poor kids are freaking steeped in reality so much they don't know wrong from right.
Yeah, they just know survival, but that's never acknowledged.
Right.
Like, but O.J. Simpson proved that it doesn't matter what color you are. If you've got enough money, you can get the fuck off.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it also helped that he hired people to help him.
I think the biggest thing is that when it all went down, the cops knew he did it, but rather than do police work, they just were lazy and just filled in the blanks like they usually did. You know what I mean? And OJ had enough money to expose those blanks. And once he exposed the blanks, it made anything else the police said fucking questionable.
It looks stupid, right?
And that's what I think happened. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people think OJ was covering for his son.
I'll just tell you, if I ever got on a murder rap, if I had money in the world to spend on an attorney, I would get OJ's attorney. Because, you know, that
He's
guy
dead.
is guilty as sin.
Johnny Cocker's dead. F. Lee Bailey's dead. I think Robert Shapiro's dead too. I'm not sure.
What? That's
Yeah,
not.
well,
That's
Johnny
not.
Cochran died
That's
10 years ago.
That's
or so,
not
and F. Lee-
suspicious.
Most of them guys are dead.
That shit ain't suspicious.
No, Johnny Cochran was fucking. You know, people die.
210.
Johnny Cochran wasn't actually a young man. He was fucking late 50s during the OJ trial. You know, that's not suspicious for a guy, you know, somebody to die of you know.
Well, it's true, because just because rich people have the means to live longer don't mean they put forth the effort.
Face it, if I had more money, I'd just eat prime rib steaks every night.
Yeah,
Cowboy
which would
steaks.
end your life quicker. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. I would go down eating a cowboy steak.
Right. But
You know,
you'd die
or doing
quicker.
cocaine eating a cowboy steak.
But no, you can see that example in our society, like when a wealthy, famous person dies at their age. So if they, like dude, the longest standing joke of all time is fucking what's his name from Aerosmith, dude.
Steve Tyler.
Steve Tyler. Like, he's putting the Crypt Keeper to fucking shame. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
there are so many Steve Tyler.
there's a
fucking-
few of them, but
There's
Or
so
the
many.
rockers
There's
that-
so many bad Steve Tyler jokes. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, you would think, like, there's certain famous people, like, you can tell when they die in their 50s or 60s. You're like, yeah, I saw that shit coming. You know, this fucker just was like, they were going
know,
like a
but-
rocket into outer space. You know.
What-
But
what
you would
was Steve-
think that Steve Tyler would be one of those people, and he's totally not. He's like fucking still kicking, bro. Like, you're like, nothing's gonna kill this man, you know.
Ozzy's still kicking.
Yeah, Ozzy. I mean, although he's divorced now, right? What do you think about that shit? Oh fuck.
Well, she's a cunt.
Well, we all knew she was a cunt to begin with when she fucking cleaned him up, but if she hadn't cleaned him up, we would have lost him fucking 20 years ago.
Or he might have met somebody else who fucking did better with him. Right? I think she sold him out, and I think that's the main reason why you get rid of her, is because she had him doing things he didn't want to do, like just for the money. He didn't want to be doing things just for the money. I don't think. Like, I think he just wanted to be Ozzy, and he
Right.
understood that she was watering down his legacy.
Well, on top of that, I mean, she was
And
she was
he's
frigid.
Ozzy Osbourne, and he could probably be fucking 30-year-old pussy if he wanted to, rather than an old hag.
That's true too. But my point here is that it wasn't so much the old hag thing. I think she was fucking using the pussy as like change. You know what I'm saying?
I think
he got tired of it because he got caught. The reason they divorced is claimed is that he got caught screwing her hairdresser.
I know,
But that's the claim.
but if you go back and watch,
So I mean,
like the Ozzy Osbourne, the Osbourne show, she was always trying to get him to do these appearances and stuff, and had him wearing these outfits.
oh
and
yeah,
he
no,
always
I agree with that, dude. I totally saw that shit. He
hated
seemed
it.
like
He hated it. He fucking hated. Like,
he
I
looked
remember
like
he
a
just-
kid that was being drug around to his mom's Tupperware parties.
and I think he is very aware of his legacy, and I think he was also very aware that it's over, and that this is just dragging on, and this is not doing me any good. Like, I'm selling out, right? Like, and I think younger pussy also had a lot to do with it. You know, like, we're all human, but
You only live the once that you know of.
yeah, well, there's no, you don't get a second chance, and if you do, you're not conscious of it. So what's the fucking deal? Right?
Huh?
So,
Oh. I was trying to spurn you on for more words of wisdom during our little lead there. I was just like, I don't think yeah.
so
Hey, Mainers blend in well with Canadians, you know, because they slur a lot of shit.
yeah, well, you guys get used to chasing blue cups, so you just know your place.
Chasing what?
Chasing the blue nose.
The blue nose. Chasing the who knows?
The blue nose.
What the fuck's the blue nose?
The only undefeated fucking fishing schooner from the eastern seaboard.
Wait, are we talking fish now?
Now we're talking fucking, you're the one who brought up Maine and Canadians, Nova Scotians. And I just reminded you that the reason is that you guys are always chasing us. You're always behind us because we were faster.
Oh, we've got to have this border rivalry, eh?
No, it wasn't a rivalry. It's because we always won. It's only a rivalry if you win sometimes.
Oh, you're a funny man. You're a funny
you
man.
know, it's just... That's why the Blue Nose was undefeated. That's why it's on the Canadian dime.
That's why I won the prize of bringing the wood every third Tuesday.
There you go.
Now, see, I don't know, man. I grew up in the Maine woods, and it was some creepy shit where I grew up. Lots of fucking crazy shit out there. Yeah. I really related to Stephen King as a kid, reading the Stephen King horror books and stuff, and was intrigued by how he, through his travels, when he would write a book, sometimes he would mesh like a town from somewhere in the Midwest with a town somewhere on the East Coast, and then mesh different names and shit together and just confuse the fuck out of everybody, but like incorporate multiple, you know, states and townships into his shit, even though they weren't in the same area. It was kind of crazy, you know, growing up there and reading his books and stuff, and like, dude, the area is just fucking, it really is weird. There's lots of really weird shit. Like, nearly every house I lived in was haunted. No shit. Like, doors opening and closing right in front of you, that kind of shit. If that was in my head, then I would think it would happen everywhere I've lived, and it doesn't. It only happens in the haunted places I live. And I generally don't live there long. Anyway. But, yeah, man, I mean, that weird shit was just something part of my childhood growing up. And the woods especially, and like, just, dude, the woods in Maine is just, dude, people go missing every year in the woods in Maine. I'm sure in Canada too, but people from the cities and civilized areas don't get that because they live on a grid and they're like, how could someone possibly... I'm like, dude, you don't understand. If you don't know shit and you go walking that way, you're probably never coming back because you're just going to get turned around. I mean, seriously, it's just crazy. You know, when I was growing up as a kid, it was normal for me to hear people were going missing. It was like it was a normal thing. So and so was missing. They went into the woods and not to return ever again. You're just like, what the fuck? Like, okay.
People, what happens here more than not, it's usually old people or kids around here. Usually, the odd time a hunter will get lost for the night or something, but usually when people get lost around here now, it's usually somebody old wandered into the woods or some kid. But I do know what you mean. That
yeah, the woods eats people. That's what I grew up learning.
So does the shoreline.
Yeah, so does the water, dude. The water is like
Peggy's Cove in Nova Scotia.
Oh, dude, the water nymphs, man, fucking eat people, dude. Because
Every
I have
year.
lost friends to water fatality. I almost drowned when I was in 3rd grade, dude. I fell off the pier, and all I remember is that I didn't know how to swim. The kids were joking around. They thought I knew how to swim because they were all in swim classes. And they pushed me off, and I didn't know how to swim. And I sank right to the bottom, and I took in a big mouth of water. Well, I held my breath for a little bit, and then I couldn't hold it anymore. And then everything just started to go limp, and as it did, like, I could see all the way across the bottom of the lake. Like, it went on forever. Like, I could see the whole bottom, like, all the fish and everything. And then someone grabbed me, and that's, I could just feel someone grabbed me and pulled me out. But it was like a near-death experience. And I had another one of those near-death experiences. I got in a car wreck with my mom. I was sleeping, riding in the passenger side of the truck, and I was having this dream, and I floated up above the truck, and I was watching the truck, and I saw this car come in from the other side and clip the front of the truck. And when I came to, I was on the floor, and my mom had bashed her head in on the steering wheel, and I thought she was dead, and dude, when she wasn't dead, she had a concussion, but when she came to, I was like, I explained everything that happened, and she's like, you couldn't have possibly have seen that, you were asleep, and I'm like, I saw that happen, but it was fucking crazy, dude. I wouldn't believe in that shit if it didn't happen to me because I'm a hardcore realist. Like, I'm a show me. It's kind of ironic that I'm in Missouri, the show me state, because I've always been a show me kind of guy. Like, I was a hard sell on God, and it wasn't until I did, like, meditations and shit because the God shit didn't really reach the message I was looking for. And I went deeper into Zen and that kind of stuff that I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There's something beyond this God thing. The God thing is just a ruse to distract people. And once I realized, like, things are greater, there's a greater power kind of thing, then my whole reality started to change. My perception of things started to change. But yeah, generally haunted places and shit, I'm very sensitive to that kind of shit, so I generally move away or have the place cleaned out. Cleansed.
Yeah.
Cleansed. But yeah, man, fucking, pretty crazy shit. I grew up in Maine and all that weird fucking shit went on, like, all the time, and you just, I don't know, man, like, later in life, they had that show called Erie, Indiana, and I was like, dude, that's totally my childhood. There was just weird shit always going on. And no real explanation for any of it,
Yeah.
But, it's hard to say that shit because before I saw a UFO, people have told me UFO. I was like, But then, yeah, once you're there, you're just like, okay, I can't really dispute this with the knowledge I have to base this on. There's really nothing else to equate this to. The same thing with ghosts and shit. I was not a believer at all until it was forced upon me, basically. Which is pretty much what I've understood from other people I've talked to, is always pretty much how it happens. It's just kind of like, no, this is what's really happening, boom. And it's just in your face. and you can't ignore it. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I run the conspiracy page. What do you think about Bigfoot? Because I have everywhere.
Not a believer.
Everywhere I've lived, somebody has had a Bigfoot story for that state, so it tells me like there's some kind of cave dweller or something.
I'm not a believer.
Yeah, I would say I'm not a believer until I see one, and I said that about ghosts, and I've seen that shit, and I said that about UFOs. I really don't want to challenge it, man. I'm saying I think what I saw at my house that night was a Bigfoot, because nothing else would describe the height of this fucking thing and it walking around out there. But, I mean, I don't know. It could have been a bear on its hind legs. But I went out there looking for tracks, and there were no tracks at all.
Yeah, well.
Which makes it even weirder, you know. But, you know, being in Maine, we did have, like, out and back of my house, there was a bear that tooled around there. And bears are scavengers, and I knew that growing up in the country. So, see, and that's the other thing, dude. I'm a country boy at heart. I grew up in the country, around the woods, in the woods. I can navigate in the woods. You could give me nothing and set me free in the woods, and I will survive. You know, I grew up in the woods that hardcore. So, like, for shit to freak me out, dude, it really has to be something special, you know, because I know that there's shit in the day that you don't see in the day that comes out at night, nocturnal animals, all that shit. So, granted, though, even being an outdoors guy, I had never, until I moved to Iowa, heard a bobcat in real life before, and it scared the fucking piss out of me. Fucking bobcat sounds like a fucking woman being strangled and raped in the woods. I am not kidding. I just, or like a small child if they're a younger one. But it was just fucking horrifying. Luckily, I was with a friend, and he was like, no, man, that's a bobcat. I'm like, oh my God. If I was alone, I would have gone right to them. That cat would have pounced on my ass, because I would have fucking gone right to it, thinking there was a kid in danger or something. Oh yeah, if I see a guy fucking manhandling some woman, I'm gonna go up and knock his ass clean the fuck out, you know? Or wrestling a kid into a car, I'm gonna fucking take his ass out, dude.
I would too.
Yeah, I wouldn't even question it. I would just turn and go. It would be over. I wouldn't even think about it, dude. You got one life, you know? It could be for that one moment. That kid or that woman I saved fucking cures polio. Who fucking knows? You know? My life's worth that. But yeah, I mean, isn't that how the kamikazes lived, you know? They swore their allegiance to the Japanese Empire, and there was an ideal, and they all fucking collectively went to the ideal like an ant hive, and just fucking, like, would fucking make prayers to the death for the goal of their fucking nation and shit.
It's deeper than that, because it's an honor thing, and the whole society was geared towards, like,
honor,
dishonor. You know,
right.
Dishonor is the most horrible, worse than death, right? So that goes all the way back. Like, they tapped into the samurai psyche for that shit, for the kamikazes, right? But you're right that it was all the emperor is the focal point, that he's the divine one, right? He's
15 minutes to this episode of Living on the Edge here with Angry Bong and Nabs. I don't know, man. We missed last week. I apologize for that in our descriptions, but, you know,
shit happens.
Hey, shit happens, man. And, you know, what the fuck? You know, even if we did it every couple weeks and 3 episodes at a pop, we're still cranking out some shows, so... yeah, if you guys have any topics or shit, you can find our On the Edge Facebook page, bring up the topic, and we'll bring it up on air. I'm going to link it here in the comments box, too, so that you guys have that.
I gotta go down tomorrow and get my resume doctored up by a resume professional.
Really?
Yep. Resume professional.
Resume professional.
Yep.
Oh, dude. Okay, I don't know if you got Netflix. There's a series called Black Mirror. And there's this episode where, and now this device is available, bro, and it's freaking me the fuck out. I just saw it like a couple weeks ago. This device is now available in its infant form, and I'm like, oh my god, I see where this is going. But this episode of Black Mirror, they're 1 hour episodes. It's kind of like the old Amazing Stories or Tales from the Dark Side, where each one is a whole different story about something. And there was this one where basically all of society is based on this ranking system. So everybody carries this little dongle with them, right? Which you can get now, people. But anyway, this is way into the evolution of this device. So basically now this device is plugged into everything. So you live on a ranking system. Every time you come into contact with a person, you can uprank them or downrank them. That fraction of a ranking gives them their overall rank. And their overall rank regulates everything in society, dude. Whether you can get a cab, you got to be at least a 2 ranking to get a cab. There are some places you can't rent unless you're 4 plus. You know, so these people are constantly vying for control of their ranking, their social ranking with other people. So half of society is kissing each other's ass while the others are just trolling them. And yeah, dude, it was an intense episode. I just thought I would throw that out there. Anyone that's got Netflix, check out Black Mirror. And I forget the name of the episode, but if you look through the descriptions, you'll find it. But yeah, it was toward the end of the last season. But it was pretty intense, man. Literally, but like what you were just saying, in that, and here's kind of a spoiler to a degree, but you watch where this chick goes from being a high rank and just from her, like we were talking about the rich kid who didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Basically that in hyper reality, dude. It was crazy. Like, you watch this chick just spiral down and burn and crash. It was like fucking... It gave me anxiety, bro. Like, watching it gave me anxiety for her. You know, I was just like, oh my god, you dumb bitch. Don't do that. And sure as hell she did it, because she was a fucking snotty bitch that didn't deserve her ranking to begin with. She had it from being pretentious.
Called Nosedive?
Nosedive, that sounds right.
Says a woman desperate to boost her social media.
Yeah, woman desperate to boost her... Speak louder.
A woman desperate to boost her social media scores hits the jackpot when she's invited to a swanky wedding, but the trip doesn't go as planned.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so there
look for
really
that.
isn't a spoiler there because there's a whole wicked series of events that gets her to the bottom, dude. And, like, you're just like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening. No, don't do that. Too late. So, too late. Bitch did that.
I'll look for that.
Dude, it fucked me up, man. Fucked me up. And now, just a week ago, Julia tagged me in something, Hot Lips, and it was a device where you can up and down rank these people. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. They're already creating the fucking thing. Soon we're going to be going to the gas station and not be able to get gas because I'm ranked 2.5. I'm going to have to... Hey, but that would make an industry for us, right, Angry Mom? We could, like, make multiple accounts and troll, like, people for money.
Yeah, I would.
Right? You're like, you want the best score? Get Angry Bong and Nabs. We'll bring your rating up to a 5+. You'll be a 5-star rating motherfucker.
I ruined. Imagine what I would have done to Chris Top.
Oh my God, he would have crashed and burned, bro.
Well, he should have.
Fucking pedophiles. Goddamn pedophiles. One thing about America I never could stand. All the goddamn pedophiles.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Anyway, fuck that Peterphile. I like the way the British say pedophile. Peterphile.
Pedophile. Pedophiles.
Yeah, and the way they say pedo, it sounds like Peter.
I seen a guy get outed the other day. He was hanging around the school, and this guy come up to him over there in England.
Oh no, I saw that! And he fucking pounced on the guy.
The guy tried to get on the bus and stuff, and he was saying please, and the bus driver just drove away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's going, how come you're a pedophile? He was just screaming it at him. They got a group of guys up here that do that. They go on the social media, like the date sites, and they set guys up, and then they meet them at mall parking lots and stuff, and then out them. I've seen a couple of them.
Beat their fucking asses, I hope.
Well, you got to be careful not to break the law yourself.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't have this conversation.
No, but what they do is they get them on camera, and they out them, and they get their face and stuff. But you got to make sure you don't assault them and shit, right?
Oh, you get them on camera.
So it's all about fucking outing them, which in the end is better than beating them up.
Oh, right.
Because chances are, if you out somebody for being a pedophile like that, he's going to get a punch in the face from somebody down the road for it anyway.
Right.
When the camera's not rolling.
Right.
Like the neighbor.
Yeah.
The neighbor.
The neighbor.
So.
Oh,
I wish I could get involved in something like that. Fuck them guys all up.
Create a street team. Angry Bong Street Team. Dude, you just have a big A on a bong that's angry and smoking, right? And you fucking deliver armband patches, and then you just go out and kick the fuck out of these guys. Oh, wait, no, catch them on film.
Me and a buddy of mine a few years ago were gonna, well, I guess it was 20 years ago now. We used to get high at night and talk about going around on a snowstorm and all the diddlers and painting a big red D on their house. That's what we call pedophiles, diddlers.
The diddlers.
Yeah, so everybody would know. Because there's a few of them in town that got away with it.
The diddlers. Dude, that's too pleasant of a fucking name. Like, in the joint, they call them tree jumpers.
Yeah.
Tree jumpers.
I think diddlers is what Hot Lips calls me whenever I'm slow poking.
A diddler.
When I first went out west to do seismic,
Those yours?
they told me to go diddle, and I was like, what? And what diddling was then was laying out gear. But so it's got different meanings everywhere. Diddlers.
Diddlers.
Pedophiles.
Pedophiles. Pedophiles. They say it in such a way it sounds like Peter. Peterphiles. What the hell is this shit?
Where?
Hallelujah.
You want me to do it again?
Okay, it looks like there was a rabbi, a priest, and a Jamaican shaman smoking a bong together.
Hang on.
Yep, hold on. It says a rabbi, priest, and atheist smoke weed.
My name is Jim Morrell. I'm a rabbi. I'm here to experience one of God's creations. I have smoked marijuana many years ago. I haven't done it for a while.
I'm Chris Schuler. I'm an Episcopal priest. Never smoked it all that much, probably more in high school.
My name's Carlos Diller. I'm a conservative homosexual atheist. I grew up.
I'm a conservative, homosexual atheist.
And I grew up part of my life adopted as a Roman
Yeah, you break it all up
This is
again
gonna
and
be really
stuff.
interesting.
I won't talk.
Maybe
I
like
won't
an hour
talk.
or so.
What does your religion say about marijuana? Is it okay to smoke marijuana?
I would say the majority of people who self-identify as Christians, they're probably not too down on smoking marijuana. There's no biblical precedent for this, really. Although I have to say, I've known thousands of Episcopalians, and plenty of them smoke dope.
We call it weed now. You like smoking dope is like smoking like dope. Like
Okay.
like there's
We're talking about weed here.
Okay.
Let me change that to weed. I'd actually need some coaching. I
got you.
some of this in
No,
here.
The atheist is helping the Episcopal
If it's
priest
like everything
load the
else in life,
bong.
it won't take much for me to be like, stoned out of my.
Are you catching me?
Yeah, you keep breaking up. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's the mics, because if I play through the speaker and back through the speaker with the mics while the mic is playing in the stereo, it cancels each other out.
I don't know, but you keep going in and out, and I don't hear anything.
Oh, you can't even hear the tape playing? Here,
Yeah, like whenever you play anything, I can't hear it or you talking.
here, I'm going to link it to you, and you play it through your speakers. Alright?
Okay.
How's that work? Here. Over on Skype. Again, guys, we've got a limited time here. We're down to, oh shit, 3 minutes 32. I don't know. Play this and we'll chat about it, I guess.
Yeah,
Wow, time flies when you're talking about nothing.
it does.
You're like, dude, didn't we just start a new show? We did.
Well, 45 minutes ago.
I know, it don't even feel like it. Anyway, yeah. Skip like a quarter of the way up into there. We already, I think they heard the,
Let's see here.
Maybe they heard it. Maybe not. Okay, turn it down just about half of that. A little bit more.
Want me to do it again?
One more time, you guys.
There we go.
Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Jim Morrell. I'm a rabbi. I'm here to experience one of God's creations. I have smoked marijuana many years ago. I haven't done it for a while.
I'm Chris Schuler. I'm an Episcopal priest. Never smoked it all that much, probably more in high school.
My name is Carlos Diller. I'm a conservative homosexual atheist. I grew up Southern Baptist part of my life in foster care, and then I grew up part of my life adopted as a Roman Catholic. So this is going to be really interesting. Maybe like an hour or so.
What does your religion say about marijuana? Is it okay to smoke marijuana?
Yeah, I would say the majority of people who self-identify as Christians, they're probably not too down on smoking marijuana. There's no biblical precedent for this, really. Although I have to say, I've known thousands of Episcopalians, and plenty of them smoke dope.
We call it weed now. You like smoking dope is like smoking like dope. Like,
Okay.
like there's
We're talking about weed here.
Okay.
Let's change that to weed. I'd actually need some coaching. I
got you.
put some of this in
No,
here.
I just kind of like want to crunch out all that.
If it's like everything else in life, it won't take much for me to be like, stoned out of my gourd. Hold it.
Hold it, and then hold it at the same time. And pull.
Angry Bong, thank you for hanging with me tonight, man.
No problem, man.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Same bad time, same bad channel next week.
Okay, I'm the coffee right now.
We got 46 seconds.
Thank you.
Here's some priest choking with an atheist on some weed.
No, that was impressive.
It's kind of cool. I'm smoking with some priests and a rabbi. Check out my bucket list.
If that's not Keith Sells, I don't know what is.
The guy in the middle's fried.
The priest is out of it.
Yeah, how's the film?
and
The
I'll do
priest
it,
is
and,
down for the count.
That's probably really not used to smoke.
He's not a quitter. Take one for the team. You've come through some challenges, right?
Started off as a religious person.
Oh, yes, really religious. Really religious. Catholic school.
I started in religious privilege. I